And welcome to another What's Up Wednesday. Yes, this is episode 111. That'd be 111 consecutive weeks of doing What's Up Wednesday to help you be a better RVer. Boy, do we got a big surprise for you tonight. We got Storyteller in the house. Actually, I'm more like in their house. This is Andrew, Chief Revenue Officer. Only the best for you all. And we spent the last couple hours together, and I'm just really, really excited to share with you kind of the Storyteller DNA. And let's kind of walk us through what we're going to be doing tonight. Just thanks again for joining us.
Well, What's Up Wednesday?
What's Up Wednesday?
I'm so excited to be here. I'm so stoked to be on your show. I don't know if you really understand the lore that we hold you in with everything that you do. And so thank you for being a positive impact on our community.
You're welcome. And that's really what it's about, the community. So
absolutely,
even this community here tonight, we've already got almost 50 folks in here. This is great. That's probably, we're simulcasting on LinkedIn again. We're trying that out. So we're going to put us right there. Let's kind of show you what we've got going on tonight. Again, I'm at their headquarters. It's super secret back there. It's like going to Apple. You have to put your phones away. It can't take any winks, anything like that. So we're actually in like the what do you call this room besides cool?
This is our customer lounge. We're inside our intergalactic headquarters right now. Storyteller Overland intergalactic, and that's actually how it's listed in the like if you go and you pull the property records on it, it's the intergalactic headquarters,
center of the known universe.
Yeah,
I love it.
Absolutely.
It's so
great. It's so cool. It's so bad.
I'm going to show you a picture of it here in just a second. And we got a special Libation live. We got Joe and Kait Russo going to join us at the bottom of the hour. They're coming in Russos because we love them so much. They work with Storyteller, and they're the reason I'm even sitting here, because that's how I got my van story started with Joe and Kait. And we got kind of a double Libation live. Again, we're doing this on LinkedIn. So if you're coming in from LinkedIn, let us know. There's Peggy. She might be coming in from LinkedIn. Oh, now I see. This is the second time we're doing LinkedIn. So see, Peggy's got a different logo down here, so we can see if they are seeing the feed, which is really great.
That's awesome.
Oh, here's Russo's. What's up over? We got a lot going on already. We got to say hi to Russo's. Russo's right here. They're going to be joining us here for Libation Live. Nice. Right?
Yes.
This is so amazing. But it's about your questions. And hey, if you got a van tip, please send them in. I'm getting a really good collection. And the idea here is to share your tip with the community. I've learned a lot from y'all, and I implement some of those. And what we do is we share them back out. So it's kind of a cool way to learn, share. You decide what's the best way to roll, right? Jingle jar. So Andrew's going to be our jingle jar guy. A little louder than that. And the way this works is if you look down at your text field where you type in for the chat, there's maybe a dollar sign. Click that and see what your options are. All of those dollars go right to the habits we have and talk about here, like Libation Live primarily. And we started this last week, thanks to Roads of Life and his lovely bride. Every time we get a jingle in the jar, everybody has to take a drink if you're playing the jingle jar game.
I'm playing.
And you're playing, so we might have to put something in your cups right away. So thanks to, and we got a special Libation Live. I got some bourbon for you, and then last night I stayed at a brewery. I'm going to tell you that story toward the end of the, when we get to Libation Live. But this guy really loaded me up, and you've been to Ghost.
Love Ghost Train.
Ghosts are great.
Love Ghost Train.
They are just a cool, they got the vibe, right?
Shut it down there many nights.
I did too. In fact, I stayed in the parking lot. It was awesome. More on that later. But when the Russos come on, we're going to share some bourbon. They are into bourbon, as am I. And Clyde Mays, I discovered in Montgomery, which is from Alabama. So great about that. So here's what we're coming at you from. That's what, if you're standing on the other side of the camera, this is what you'd be seeing. So this is their customer lounge?
It is, yes.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool, right? This whole thing has just been over the top. I had high expectations of Storyteller, and you guys have not let me down anyway.
Good.
The staff, you should see their workshop. You could eat lunch off the floor.
We joke around all the time. The only thing that matters is everything. Only everything matters.
Only everything matters. And it's the teensiest things.
Like the salt and pepper shaker.
Just salt and pepper shakers.
Being different on each table, right?
Just
small little things.
Versus running down to Walmart and getting that stuff. And so here's Birmingham, in case you're not known. That's in the state of Alabama.
The salty ham.
The salty ham. And I love Alabama. I was in Montgomery for a few days and just I might go back there tomorrow. I shoot a video actually. Here's the temperature, very pleasant here, which is just awesome. Spring has sprung, so the dogwood trees are blooming.
They are.
The cherry trees are kind of blooming.
Yes.
My allergies have not gone crazy yet, so thank you for that. And but around the country, there's this huge. You guys can see across the screen, all that blue. I mean, I captured this screenshot midday today. It was -5 in Rapid City this afternoon.
Wow.
It's going to be cold. There's a huge winter storm across all the northern part of the country.
Well, this morning I put on a jacket, and this afternoon I was in a t-shirt. So it's wonderful here.
Wonderful.
This is great.
I know, it's almost endless summer. See, a couple more things for you. We always like to share the gasoline prices. A 52-cent spread, which is pretty big. So I always encourage people, if you're looking for good deals on gasoline, use the Gas Buddy app. That's the one to the left, because I'll find you that spread, and it takes you right to the place. You ever use that app?
I have.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It just feels good when you get there.
I watch your show.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And if you want to buy some property in Birmingham, Alabama, it's kind of all over the board.
It is all over the board because there's so many different little neighborhoods, right?
Right.
New and old, young and eclectic, right? And so with different vibes in each one.
And different price points.
Various. It varies, yeah.
There's some high roller spots. I think I rolled through them today. So let's talk about van events quick. Then we want to just get some questions out for Andrew to answer. So we got many regulars in here, so we all did the Van Life Gathering in Florida just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I was so jealous.
And it was such a great community building.
I was working then.
Next year, put it on your calendar, man. Okay, so Texas Vanboree, we were sold out on the day of, and the camp out. If you signed up for this, you should have saw an email from me this afternoon, kind of laying out the agenda. More info to come on the next few days. This thing's only 16 days away. You ever been to Luckenbach?
No.
You got to be kidding me.
Where's Luckenbach at?
It's by Fredericksburg, Texas.
Okay, I know where that is. Yeah.
No kidding. It's literally 15 minutes down the road.
Okay.
And it's like the center of the known universe.
So,
Luckenbach, Texas. It's the Waylon Jennings song.
It's going to be the jam.
It's going to be so much fun.
Okay.
We've got 10 vans, and it's going to be so much fun. And then the day of, that one also sold out. I'm happy to say, but sad.
Yeah.
We're going to have such a blast. But wait. There's the Weird Wild West. And if you're looking for an excuse to get out of town and have some super fun. Now, you guys are involved in this.
We are involved with this, but it is the Weird Wild West show. This is the first time we're officially partnering with them. It's actually coming off the heels of the Back to Baja cancellation because of, various issues outside of our control. Right. And so, but yeah, we'll be doing the Weird Wild West tour in Bisbee, Arizona. On 420, and it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. And if you don't know where Bisbee, Arizona is, I did not know where it is either. It's about 90 minutes south of Tucson, about 3 hours west of El Paso, 3 hours south of Phoenix. What makes us different is it's in a small town. So all these vans are going to take over this small town. If you want to camp with me, I'm staying in the Catholic Church parking lot, not this Western Saloon parking lot, because I'd never leave the parking lot.
On this Ash Wednesday, right?
Today was Ash Wednesday. I wiped it off already. So join us for that. Go to their website. That's a little picture of the town there, and it's weirdwildwest.net. And I did speak with the producer yesterday, and I'm really happy to say that I'm going to be doing my urban camping class there, and they are just really excited, and anyway,
it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. Are you going?
Event. I am more than likely going because I was scheduled to go to Baja.
Oh,
so yeah, we're pretty stoked about it.
That is super awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be good. Joe and Kait are going.
I know,
the
right?
Russos.
Yeah.
It's so great. Let's see what else we want to share with you folks. Hey, next week, this is pretty big news. Because we want to have our time with Andrew, we're not going to say hi to very many folks tonight unless you're doing a.
Oh, that's awesome.
Chat. Yeah, if they got a new country, we put a flag on. I think I missed somebody from like 2 weeks ago. So if you're coming in from a country that's not no flag planted, we'd love for you to let us know, and then type in NEW and your country, and then we'll give you a shout out.
Absolutely.
Next week we got Road Trek coming on. This is the VP of Sales. He's going to join us from Canada. And
Road Trek was the first
van. They were the pioneers, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with lithium, that was their thing, right?
They went to Volta.
They didn't go Volta. They did.
Tell them they can't have it.
Well, they did like Eco Trek or something crazy, wasn't it? It was. ahead of its time.
They were always the standard.
Yeah, they were the standard.
Always the standard.
And,
always the standard. Yeah.
They actually won. I awarded them a best of show for the Tampa Super Show because of the pivoting wall in their bathroom.
Wasn't that amazing? Yeah. Kind of like the Heimer kind of vision.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yep. Exactly. So that's next week. And then in April, we're doing Livermore Camper Vans. You probably know them.
Yes.
They're great folks as well.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to give us a thumb up. There he is. So we met a couple of super shows together, right?
Yeah, we have.
So we kind of met the team. We go back kind of a long ways. This was
there's the man right there.
There's the man. This is Jeffrey. He's the CEO. You're the co-founder. He is, and you're a co-founder as well, right?
He's the founder. I'm a co-founder with Lee Kahn.
I got
so
you.
Lee and I are co-founders. Jeffrey's the founder. Jeffrey's the man.
Jeffrey's the man. He always reminds me of Steve Jobs.
He does look like Steve Jobs. 100%. Everybody I take pictures with, they're like, "Oh man, are you with Steve Jobs?" And I'm like, "Oh, he kind of looks like him a little bit, right?"
He looks a lot like him. It's pretty amazing. This was from the Volta thing a couple years ago, and this was
there's Walsmith.
Jason. Yeah. So he did concerts powered by Volta in his vans during COVID. That's what he was doing
at the Volta. This was at the Volta meetup, right? Yeah. He went all across the country touring during COVID with his van because of the Volta, which is crazy. And this is the owners of Volta. So Jack Johnson's kind of right next to me, but that's the other three. So that's kind of our common DNA with Storyteller is Volta powered. You guys got the really robust system. Plus you're just so into the community, you got just really cool vans. I tried to make mine look like a Storyteller as much as I could. Well,
you're still trying to get,
there's a really easy way to do that. I know. There's a really easy way to do that. It's,
I need to get a toilet though, man. That's my thing. Yeah, I know. So just tell us a little bit about the origin of Storyteller and just kind of give us the 101 on what you guys do. Then we'll get some questions.
I'll say this: Storyteller was born on a napkin. Jeffrey Hunter came up with the vision in late 2014, 2015. At this point in time, I was at Lee Kahn, our other co-founder, was running a motorcycle manufacturing facility called Modus. Amazing. Most pound for pound, most powerful production motorcycle ever built. Lee actually holds the land speed record on the Bonneville Salt Flats.
Really?
With the motorcycle he built, which is crazy. During the same time, I was at working for my mom and dad at their dealership. They sold out to Camping World. My wife and I then opened up our own small dealership after that. So we got to see what life was like being the number 9 at your ninth largest dealer in the country to now you're the 39th largest out of 39 dealers in the state of Alabama, right? And so that's why all of our programs are designed in a way at Storyteller to benefit large and small, because really it's transparently conveyed to whoever is actually owning that Storyteller at the end of the day, right? So all of our programs that are benefits for manufacturer and benefits for dealers are just as transparently beneficial for our in-game consumer. And it's been designed that way on purpose from a dealer's perspective. Right?
And that's kind of different because isn't most dealerships, they're the first customer for the RV manufacturer. The customer is kind of, they're there, but they're kind of selling to the dealers first.
Yeah, most manufacturers.
And that's different again, like it's
completely different. Yeah. The dealer's our partner. Yeah. Other manufacturers look at the dealer as their customer, right? That's not what we do. I've been that customer before. I don't like that. And so part of the motivation from kind of crossing over and going to the other side of the aisle was to influence change in a positive way. What we believe at Storyteller is a rising tide raises all ships. We're not a disruptor, because a disruptor leaves a wake behind them. And then you have, wreckage and damage and people upset with that wake. So we like to consider ourselves more of let's come in like the tide and let's raise all ships. Right? Let's everybody can rise up at the same time. And we stay in our lane and we have a niche and we try to really, really deliver a custom quality fit and finish at a mass produced price.
It's pretty amazing. Walking the factory floor today and meeting a lot of the team and just seeing how things are put together. I don't really think I've seen anything like that to that scale before, for sure.
Not with that. Well, thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
But it's
the handcraft guys, they go slow intentionally, but these feel handcrafted because they are.
They are.
But you saw them. I know they got, how many lines you got now?
6
lines. It was
6. Yeah.
They got a lot of vans, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty cool. Let's see if we got a couple questions, and we want to get the jingle jar going here. So I see we're going to talk about modes next. Let's, if you're not familiar with this is how they talk about modes. How'd that even come up? That's interesting.
Jeffrey came up with that name because the van is supposed to fit any mode of life you might find yourself in, whether that's work mode, play mode, travel mode, chillax mode, whatever it is. It's made to be adaptable, to be flexible, to flex in and out of use cases. It really harkens back to like the first kind of travel trailers that there were, because they were smaller, less than 19 feet, and each thing had to do multiple things in the same space, right? So a Storyteller is really harkens back to the origin stories of travel trailers and campers in general, right? But that's Jeffrey's. Again, these are visionary, right?
Mode. That's interesting.
Yeah. And it's the Mode Adventure Van series from Storyteller Overland, right? And so you have classic mode, mode 4x4, stealth mode, beast mode, Modal T, right? Beast mode. Most people say Mode LT, but it's actually Modal T because it's like Model T because it's a Ford, right? Yeah. And so, we're super excited, and it really fits exactly because our you have to get inside of a mode and you have to see all the little hidden Easter eggs everywhere, right? And then once you see everything it does, you're like, wow, okay, I didn't like this at all before, but now I think I kind of like that feature, and I think I kind of like that functionality, and that really makes a lot of sense. And even though it wouldn't fit my use case 20% of the time, it does the other 80%, right? And so that's really what we wanted, was to be the blend and bridge the gap between custom and mass produced.
Again, they just do such a great job, and the team is just a really cool team. There's a very definite vibe here that's very different than any other factory floor.
We talk about culture all the time. I hope when you walk in this intergalactic headquarters, right, as we've dubbed it ourselves, I hope you can feel the vibe. You can feel the culture, especially when you talk to people and walk through everywhere.
It's so cool. All right, let's say hi to a few folks that have given us our super stickers, because Andrew's dying to jingle the jar.
Yes.
So Shirley, thank you for your super sticker, $1.99. Appreciate that. Okay, if you're playing the jingle jar game, you got to take a drink. We don't have anything yet.
I can. You want me to grab something?
I got it right there.
Okay. I'm gonna grab this one.
This one.
This is. So Clyde Maids is a whiskey that's made specifically here in Alabama, right?
It's really kind of interesting.
It's from, they used to, of course, it's been on the label to say made legally since, right?
Yes.
Because of prohibition. But, we're real proud about our football here in Alabama. And if you're here within shouting distance of this intergalactic headquarters, we're real proud about our vans in Alabama too, right? So
cheers. Here's to your health. Thanks for staying up late.
Cheers.
Or missing dinner at the house. Okay, drink. It's a crazy show tonight.
Ooh, that's good.
It's got a nice little. So thank you, Shirley, for your super chat, your super sticker. Appreciate that. Let's see what else we got in here. We got a lot of regulars. And some new folks too. Deborah from Philly. Here's Louisville Steve.
I've never done a live event before. I just want you to know that. I've never been live on anything anywhere. So this is pretty cool.
This is cool.
Seeing it from the side.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We've had a few folks be guest hosts when I was off vacationing in Europe, and they're like, that's a lot of work.
It is. Watching what you do here is I have a new appreciation for it. I'll say that. Because I've watched you several times from the other side, right behind the privacy of my screen. But seeing this is
what it's all involved.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm pulling off my Verizon jetpack because your Wi-Fi is.
Oh, are you?
Which is working.
See, what had happened was.
Let's see. So Deborah's got a question here, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
So, how are the shortages of the Mercedes and Transits impacting operations? Are you considering the ProMaster as an option?
I love the ProMaster. ProMaster's number 1 chassis in the world, right? ProMaster doesn't come in an all-wheel drive package. We're Storyteller Overland, right? Our units are built to go where other vans can't go. Not saying that you can't get to the majority of our places, 60 to 70% of where we're going in a 2-wheel drive. It's just currently today, because it's not an all-wheel drive package, it doesn't fit our brand ethos. It doesn't fit our mantra. It doesn't fit, our mission statement for our community. But that doesn't mean that maybe down the road they come out with an all-wheel drive version. I love the Dodge. I love it. It's incredible. I love the way it looks, especially the new ones.
The new ones, the new fronts, pretty sexy, right?
Yeah, they look like the European Hummers. I know. Yeah, I love them. They're incredible. And if you're, so I'm a fourth generation RV dealer. I'm obsessed with RVs, like absolutely obsessed with RVs. So seeing that come over here and seeing the B van craze just take over America, makes you very proud.
Yeah. So good question. Good answer. Let's see. Here's Deborah. Wow. Uh-oh. $20. Thank you, Deborah. That is a very generous one. He's already out. On day at the office.
Yeah. I think I just poured a single one.
Thank you.
I'll pour more this time.
Thank you, Roads of Life, for coming up.
Cheers.
I know. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
This is great. We've talked about this for a while.
Do this. We should do this every day.
I'm down. Let's see. Here's question. Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Very generous. So, question from Bill and Joe: why doesn't Storyteller design an option for a full bathroom? Turn the lounger sideways and enclose the bathroom. Let the lounger open, like the Duo Embassy. So, floor plan rearranging. Any thoughts on full bathroom? That's probably why I'm not in one.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts on full bathroom. So, this is what we do at Storyteller, though. Our goal was, again, let's bring a custom quality fit and finish adventure van to the market at a mass-produced price. Let's try to get 60% of things that people are looking for. And because, again, everybody knows what a Winnebago is. Everybody knows what an Airstream is. Nobody's heard of Storyteller ever.
Story what?
Before. Exactly. The story, whatever
what a funny
they are.
name.
The stories that you're telling, right? And so it's what we had to do. We had to differentiate ourselves. And we have a very niche product, right? And when you look at our bathroom, the FlexSpace shower pan with the Dometic portalette toilet, right, with the Halo shower system, all of that flexes in and out of use case, right? Flexes in and out of space, but it carves out the niche that we have. Mm-hmm. And we're Storyteller Overland. That's the Overland portion of our brand showing itself to be true, right? You never know what's over the horizon, right? But I know this. We have very strong beliefs and some very strong convictions that are passed down from our CEO through us, and our heart beats the same way as Storyteller. Mm-hmm. So he sets the tone, and we carry that tone out. I hear all the time, man, when are you going to make a water closet? When are you going to have a real bathroom in here? I need a real toilet. So there's obviously been a high-level discussion. It just, anything that would come out like that would have to be Storyteller-esque.
Yeah, for sure.
It wouldn't be, the last thing, we don't copy people. That's not what we do. There's already copycat product out there, and it's good, and it's great, and it fits a niche. That's not who we are, and we'll never be that.
Well said, because it's, in fact, let's talk about this. Let's see, we got a few more questions here. We got the Russos joining us about 6 minutes. Wow, we were really behind.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. This is great. No, you're fine. This is great. So,
great question, though. I mean, one we get all the time about the bathrooms.
And can we say that I might be? So we got a cool deal going. Hold on, Justin. Sorry. So I've been working with the team, and this is what we do. Is this community is we learn, we share, you decide. Yep. I am kind of the benevolent dictator, but it's about all of us together. And I can have a bigger channel by doing some things differently, but I'm doing them, I think, the right way, the slow way, building relationships with people like Andrew and Jeffrey and the whole team. I'm going to be in a demo unit, Storyteller, in May in Denver. So I'm going to put that thing through its paces.
I'm so excited.
Include the toilet.
I'm so excited.
And, but I couldn't just run in here and say, hey, give me a demo.
Yeah.
We have to put some time in and get to know each other and make sure our DNA is in sync.
It's been years.
It's been a few years. So, so that's going to happen in Denver in May. And thanks to Evan for helping us. And Joe and Kait actually kind of hooked us up, me and Evan. So that's, again, just building relationships. It's so important.
I say all the time, we love Kait. We just kind of like Joe. But no, they're two of my favorite people in the world. The thing that I like about them is, just like you, Scott, you're the real McCoy. There's no BS. It's what you see is what you get. Mm-hmm. And so to build long-lasting relationships that stand the test of time, you have to be transparent, you have to be honest, and you have to follow through. Mm-hmm. And you have to give people a runway to be able to do that. I hope you feel like...
Well said.
I hope you feel like we're running down that runway together.
Completely agree. And just, again, totally agree. Well said. All right. So Justin's got a question here. Then we want to talk about the modes, and then Russo should join us here shortly. So Justin's question for Andrew. Hearing any concerns from customers regarding Mercedes going all-wheel drive and no longer offering 4x4 option, which is kind of a good segue. We're going to talk about that in a second. But thoughts on that? Because that's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal. Huge deal. Huge deal. V6 to i4, 4x4 high and low with two-wheel drive capability to all-wheel drive locked in all the time. Rack and pinion steering to electronic steering. Huge deal. The new diesel sounds more like a European diesel compared to an American diesel. But supposedly the new all-wheel drive has more horsepower, more torque. So if you're an all-wheel drive fan, I'm sure you could sit there and frame it in a way where you're like, oh, this is better. If you're a 4x4 enthusiast, right?
You're going to be like,
I'm sure you can put a frame around that too.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is we're going to all-wheel drive because we have to. It's the Sprinters are they're
coming.
We have the very last 4x4 Sprinters that Mercedes-Benz will ever make with a Storyteller badge on them, rolling off our production line right now. So, I use my 4x4 when I do what I call like van life posing. I'm a van life poser because about 2.5 weeks out of the month, I get to take one of our sales demos across the road, and we camp in our units. I mean, we camp in these units all the time, and sort of our engineers, so does our R&D team. Everybody uses a Storyteller at STO, right? And so I use my 4x4 a lot, and there's plenty of places that I would not have been able to get out of if it was not for that 4x4. So are we excited about the changes? Absolutely. Emissions controls, more controls over emissions, more they have a better process for model year changeover. So it doesn't happen in December. It happens sometimes in the summertime along with ours, right? So we don't have two different prices on chassis. So you have consistency across the board. And so there's a lot of benefits that are coming with it. But yes, we are sad to see the 4x4 make its way out the door. It is we're kind of doing the ode to the road that got us here with the 4x4s, right?
So help us understand this. So the 4x4s are going away?
They're going away and they're never coming back.
So
they're almost like
drive.
The last ones are almost.
So this slide here, which is from your website, it kind of lists out some of the 4x4s that are still available, but it's kind of while supplies last.
It is. Yeah. Once they're gone, they're never coming back.
They're never going back.
Yeah.
Interesting. And we want to talk about.
So why is Mercedes-Benz doing that though?
Yeah.
So Mercedes-Benz recognized the B van market coming to America and what the fever that's kind of going from coast to coast, right? So Mercedes-Benz traditionally has gotten that 4x4 transfer case from a small family manufacturer in Europe. They make exactly the same amount of number each year, and they're not interested in making one more. And that's okay because that's their family-run business, right? So with this new setup, Mercedes-Benz can deliver more vans to America, to Europe, all across the globe, everywhere, while also playing nice with emissions, right? Okay. Which is, what they have to do as a manufacturer to continue moving forward in this rapidly changing environment.
And
right?
It's I don't know how you manage your business because there's so many moving parts. And, somebody's probably thinking out there, so if I get an all-wheel drive, can I convert it to 4x4?
Unfortunately not. Now, can you sit there? I think you can do like an Eagle Halt kind of upfit to a 4x4, but that's on a 2-wheel drive chassis, which is, at $55,000 and amazing. Should be incredible. I have talked to several people on the inside. I can't give anybody's names out that are working on some kind of bolt-on thing that takes a 2-wheel drive to a 4x4. But there currently is there's currently no Quigley type system, how Quigley is endorsed by Ford and you can take your Quigley to Ford and have it serviced there. There's nothing like that currently for Mercedes. I don't know if it's going to come out or not. I just know what's next from them.
Time will tell, but the all-wheel drive is what it is. So buy now if you want 4x4. It's kind of
if you want a 4x4, call your dealer up right now.
Yeah.
There's probably, between 30 and 45 4x4s currently available from coast to coast at local dealers. You can call us. We can tell you where they're at if that's what you want. But once they're gone, and they're never coming back.
Never coming back.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got a question here from Roads of Life. Any plans for a 22-foot Storyteller? Sorry for the wiggly table, guys.
Well, that's also me wiggly too. Well, I'll just say this. Let me answer this question this way. We currently build on the 144 chassis and the 148 chassis. We're always looking at what our community is asking for, what is missing in our vans, what we've gotten right, what we've gotten wrong. And so anything that we can do and we can bring to market at an uber high level and deliver at a tremendous value to people that's not already done, that's not a duplicate of something that's already out there, we'll look at, and we can do it at a very high level. We'll look at doing it. Right.
So, voice of customer is so important. but doing it the right way, the storyteller way.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Looking for a couple more questions. Here's the Russos. Hi, Carol. Peggy from LinkedIn. So we're doing a simulcast. It's our second week in a row of simulcasting on LinkedIn. So thank you, Peggy. Hi, Scott. Did you enjoy High Springs? I knocked, but you were exploring the town, I think.
She came and knocked me in your van.
She did. I did enjoy High Springs. There was, I went to bed early. And I'm pretty sound asleep. I'm a really light sleeper, but for those first few hours, I am
Knocked
dead
out.
to the world. But I was a little surprised there wasn't more to do. Just passing through, it looked like there was a lot of things to do. There was the Great Bar and Grill and the tap room, some antique stores that weren't open. It's a cute little Florida town. But I'm glad you knocked. I'm sorry I didn't wake up, or maybe I was out doing my thing, right? Thank you for saying that. Let's see here. Spend the money. I went to beverage. Let's have a drink or wait for the Russos. Let's talk about this. This is really good. It's mellowing.
Yeah, Clyde Mays knows what they're doing.
He does.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, tell us about this. This was announced.
I'm so
a couple years ago,
excited about this. Yeah.
And I put Mr. Tiffin's name in here in particular. So, how does Global X vehicles tie into the Storyteller? And if you got money to burn, this is a rig you probably want. And maybe tell us about Mr. Tiffin now. Join the team.
We always say that the van will get you to the edge of the Grand Canyon. The GXV will get you down in the Grand Canyon. Right. And so people always say, like, where am I going to take that? Well, wherever you want to go. Like, wherever you want to go is where you can take it. Yeah. So again, Jeffrey's the visionary here, right? Jeffrey has had a plan in place since, like I said, 2015, 2016, 2017. All we're doing is blocking and tackling on what it is that he would like us to bring to the market. So the GXV product, amazing product, right? Kind of like an earth warmer type product. They've been doing it longer, right? With uber high quality. Mike and Renee Van Pelt, we call Mike MVP. That's his nickname, MVP, because Mike Van Pelt, right? What a great nickname. They have, over the last 20 plus years, they built, I'd say hundreds of vehicles on a plethora of chassis options, from Unimogs all the way down to 4,500, 5,500, something like that. And their units have traveled all over the world with really, really high-end celebrities, with really, really high-end dignitaries, with, the who's of the people that can actually afford to do this. What we want to do, we want to take the same high-quality construction. We want a Storyteller, the GXV. We want a story to do the same thing we did with the adventure vans. We want to do the GXV. So we were able to, and tell me if I need to stop.
No, you're fine.
We were able to, when Tiffin Motorhomes, who we used to be a Tiffin dealer here in the state of Alabama, sold out to Thor. When Bob Tiffin, the grandfather, the founder of Tiffin, sold out to Thor, I put in a phone call to his grandson, Trent, who I've always been associates with, and now I consider a friend, right? And I said, hey, I don't know what's going on, and I don't know what's up from down, what's happening in Red Bay, but you've got a home here at Storyteller. I'd love for you to come on home, and I mean that. And so over the next couple of weeks, we talked on and off, and I thought he was going to come over here and help us with sales. But Trent, how I know dealerships, Trent knows manufacturing. And so it's to have Trent on our team being the general manager of the Global Expedition vehicle, off chassis, mirroring a fiberglass body onto that framework, and having him know that he has 3 generations of manufacturing experience at doing that at not just a high level, but also following through with your customers after that unit has been sold retail-wise through your dealer network. Exudes confidence all over, right? What's up?
Hey, it's Scott and that other guy.
We got Joe and Kait, ladies and gentlemen. We can't hear you.
You can't.
Are you on mute? You're unmute on my end. This is perfect timing because we got 2 super chats. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
It was on my end. Sorry.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, the mute button.
Scott and that other guy.
Is this crazy? I got 2 of the coolest, 3 of the coolest cats ever. So if you don't know Joe and Kait Russo, be sure and follow them. And thank you for joining us for Libation Live tonight.
Yeah.
This is so great. So we're going to say thank you to Carol for super sticker so we can jingle the jar and take a drink.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Carol.
So we've got to give a shout out. Well, I know you guys are enjoying some good bourbon. This is actually from a Storyteller owner. I don't know if the shine is coming off the bottle.
Yeah.
Huh.
There you go.
What's the name of it?
Duke,
Duke. Okay.
Huh.
as in the Duke. So this
Mr.
is
John Wayne.
yeah, this is Ethan
Yeah.
Wayne's
Huh.
whiskey or
Wow.
bourbon.
Nice.
Cheers.
And that's his company, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ethan is in a stealth mode, I believe.
Mm.
Nice.
Is that
That's probably
correct?
why
Well, you both look great. Thank you for joining us. Kind of impromptu. I really appreciate that. And the good news is we got some more super chat money so we can have another drink. This comes in from Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Roads of Life. Thank you for this great idea.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
War Eagle.
Oh, that's okay. I went to both schools. That's all right.
Spoiler up.
Matthew says, missed a few weeks ago, but in Europe, my friend, but enjoy a libational meat, maybe Templeton Rye.
Oh,
an
Templeton
Iowa
is good.
casket.
Yeah.
I have not had that.
Oh, that's very good.
Is it very
Especially
good?
the rye version. Yeah. very
Really?
good. Yes, very good. Yeah.
Joe, are you a fan of rye in general, or?
I am. I like the ryes with less rye in them. I'm not a big like bullet rye because I think that's 95% rye and it's just too much.
Too much work. Okay.
It's a nice switch up every now and then,
Yeah.
you know?
This was I actually discovered this by accident. So I street camped in Montgomery Sunday night. There's not a lot open in Montgomery on Sunday night.
No, you should have called me. You should drop me a line. I could have told you where to go.
Oh Lord, I found a great camping spot. But the one of the hotels, I think it was the Embassy Suites.
Montgomery
They
South
had
has a
this.
really nice.
And they had this exact same setup, and I was really impressed. Now it's kind of funny because you read the fine print on this one. It says it's actually distilled in Indiana and is aged in Indiana. I know, right?
They play a trick on you.
They
Yeah.
play a trick, but it's really good, which makes sense because that's where all the weather action is, right? That's what makes bourbon so special. But
Yeah.
One of my favorites is Jefferson's Aged at Sea, and they put the bourbon in a barrel and they sell it around the equator,
what?
and so it
That's
sucks in all the
sloshing.
different
Oh my God.
flavors. So it's wide and it's deep and it's crazy. It's like a roller coaster going off. It's fantastic.
This is for this is you guys. Sorry, we missed you in AZ. So yeah, tell us about the Weird Wild West. You guys are going, is that right?
We will be there.
We will be there, and we will be camping at the Catholic Church with you.
I feel a little buzzing across the top of my head. The lightning bolt is ready to come get me.
It's going to be so crazy. I'll show Andrew after the show the bourbon table from the Florida Van Life Gathering. I know I had lots of help, but OMG. In fact, the Sunday night at the gathering, we took the bottle of Bullet, I think it was, or Woodford, I can't remember, down the Storyteller aisle. We figured there was $2.5 million worth of Storytellers down that aisle.
Oh wow!
There was 4 or 5, if not 6 beast modes.
Wow, that's awesome.
World's largest gathering of beast mode, and one person literally had picked it up like 4 days earlier.
I remember the first.
They
time,
were so excited.
I remember the first time I saw one on the road somewhere. It was in South LA, and it was on the other side of the interstate, and that was a moment.
That was a moment.
You know, because again, when we started up, we didn't know. We're just a little bitty storyteller.
Little beast storyteller.
You know.
So glad to have you guys on here.
I'll say this. I'll also say something funny about Joe Russo. Joe was very intimidating the first time I ever met him. Extremely intimidating, and I thought we're good friends now, yeah, you want to very intimidating. Joe, you know this story. Yeah.
I don't. Wow, look at this. We got Thailand in the house tonight.
Oh, no way.
That's cool.
Nice.
Let's have a cheers to James
Cheers.
Brill. What time of day is it? What day is it in Thailand?
It's a 12-hour difference in Thailand.
East Coast.
You guys just came from there, right? A few weeks ago, or months ago. Mason Mike wants to know, thank you, James, for joining. I put the Thailand flag on. Where's Captain Morgan? So Tim, he's kind of the sales guru. Is that
Tim is the man.
Tim's
Tim
the
is the
man?
man. He's the captain that steers the ships. into safe water, safe harbors, right?
Harbors.
And so Tim was the number one B van salesperson in the country for Road Trek and Heimer. And we were able to, just like Trent coming over on our team to be in charge of GXV, we were able to not convince, that's not the word I want to use. We were able to show Captain Morgan what it meant to be a storyteller, and where you could go with doing that. And I don't think he regrets it at all. No. Just like I know Trent doesn't regret it. But again, we do things on purpose. We have a very specific intent for everything that it is that we do, and we have a very specific plan out there. And so, yeah, it's I'm looking for some questions here. So Robert's got one, and did he have a mustache then, or did that kind of come to life when he? It's actually in his employment offer that if he shaves the mustache, he's no longer a storyteller.
So he didn't have the mustache when he was at Heimer. I remember that.
He had shaved it. I went and met him right before the Portland RV show happened, right before COVID came and hit. And we were having dinner because we were friends. We were having dinner at some sushi restaurant. And like 30 minutes into the dinner, of course, me being a man, I don't notice anything, right? And I was like, dude, where's your mustache at? Where's that epic stash at? And he was like, oh, I had to shave it because, pressure and stuff. And, here's the thing. At Storyteller, we like weird. We like weird. We like different. We like eclectic. We like unique. We don't want everybody to look the same. We want you to be yourself. And, at Storyteller, we believe you can come here, you can spread your wings grow larger, you fly higher. Jeffrey keeps us from flying too close to the sun.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's the truth.
That's why they like us around.
Yes, we love the Russos.
This is. In fact, I gotta get a screen capture of this, please. Hold on. There. This is how we do. This is why we do this stuff. It's so great. I'm so glad to see you guys. So we got a question. So you guys have a storyteller, obviously. Robert's got a question here. So maybe Joe and Kait, stealth or beast transit on the way.
Well, I like to say that we're transitioning our transit into something
a beast,
more beastie, stealthy.
Yeah, it's transitioning.
But as far as storyteller coming out with a stealth or a beast, I don't know. Cooley, would you like to share?
You never know what's over the horizon.
So I will say, I will add to your 4x4 versus all-wheel drive discussion.
Uh-huh.
So as many people know, the Transit is all-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. And talking to some people at the factory the last time we were down there, the factory is getting so overloaded with vans, they're having to park them on this steep hill with grass and mud and things. And they were pulling the vans up, and some of the Mercedes were struggling to get up, but they were making it up. The Transit just went right up, no problems, no wheel spinning, nothing. So there's that.
Again, he has a Transit. He has a Model T. Is what he has. Yeah. Well, that's because they were in two-wheel drive. You had the option to be in two-wheel drive before you went into four-wheel drive.
That's so funny.
That's what it was.
I mean, if I was to get a storyteller, it'd have to be Beast. I mean, it's got to go all in.
Beast mode just for the high idle alone.
Well, that's a good point. So that's what it does for the Volta, which I just couldn't live without. So
hold on. We have a high idle in our van.
How did you get a high idle in your Transit?
You got a Transit.
So what you do is you go into the little compartment underneath where the
driver's seat,
passenger seat is. You take out the tire iron and you just wedge it between the seat and the gas pedal. It does the same thing.
I used to do that with the Classic before we had the Beast mode, but I would use the
the
bottom of the table leg, the bottom of the Lagoon table leg to do that. Yeah,
hey, that works too.
It does work.
You guys crack me up. We got some good questions coming here. Let's see. Mason Mike, I see yours. We talked about this a little bit out in the factory, and Joe and Kait did a video on this, the Ford Transit Trail. Any thoughts on this? Any plans for the new Ford Transit Trail van platform?
I mean, it looks awesome. It looks fantastic. It's, I can't wait to see one in person, and we're excited to be partnering with Ford, right? Everything that we currently do to Transits is exactly what the Trail would be, but from the factory, right? It would save us about a half day to a full day in production. So we'd be able to produce more units. Do we love the Trail? Absolutely. But everything that is upfitted on your Model T here at SCO HQ It's the same thing that's going to be coming on your Transit Trail.
So it's
minus the kind of special Russo grill that they have, that Raptor. We call it the Russo Raptor grill, right?
You can get those LED lights and just like glue them on,
But just tack them right on, just some reflectors,
solar power.
But no, it's in all honesty, it's everything that we're currently doing every single day is exactly what will come to Ford from Ford anyway. So we're already currently doing it, kind of minus the grill.
Yeah. Excuse me. Mason Mike has a comment here. You guys can blame Scott, that'd be me, for pulling away from Storyteller and buying my Travado. Sorry, Scott, for snitching.
Travado's great unit. Travado's number one selling B van in America.
It is, like, almost 50% market share. I mean, they do a right thing.
It's unreal.
And I keep
we're not
on this guy to get a toilet.
We're not that. We're an overland adventure van. You can get on our roof. You can jump up and down on our roof. You can take this unit off road. There's no generator because of the Volta system. Yeah. I know you also have Volta, and like the National Parks Edition Travado, and any Travados are fantastic.
They're beautiful vans.
Right? And there's nothing wrong. What we want more than anything at Storyteller isn't to sell you on a Storyteller. We want to know, what are you looking for? Why are you here? What's your use case? Do we even fit? Mm-hmm. Are we a good match for each other? Mm-hmm. If not, like, my favorite thing to do is talk about RVs, right? So let me point you in the right direction to where you can find the right RV for you, right?
Your why. That's what we talk
What's
about.
What's your why?
Is a lot often. So Mason Mike has contributed $5 to the.
Oh, Mason Mike.
Andrew's.
You're the man.
So
Mason Mike, my new friend. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about, community for a minute, because I think this is a big deal. Joe and Kait, you know how big of an impact you had on my life. Completely changed my life, literally.
And mine.
And here's Kait this is the Storyteller website.
And mine.
And
in my life too.
Yeah, in his life too.
They really did.
And I just love this phrase that's on the slide. It's not about the journey or the destination. It's about the people along the way that matter the most. And once you kind of get past the van and you start doing some discovery in your van, at the end of the day, it's the people. And what I love about these van meetups and what have you, it's really about the relationships and friends you meet. And I got a couple pictures here. Let me just show these. So this is the webpage. This is you guys, Joe and Kait there in the front row. Mm-hmm. This was the Adventure Van Expo in Chattanooga a few months ago, October. And Joe and Kait were down the aisle. But we did a campfire. The first night I was over with the other guys, and they were bringing a bottle of bourbon around and just making friends. And then the next night we were all sitting around this campfire in this parking lot. And I think it's just this kind of thing. There's no competition on the van side. It's just building relationships. And it's just
it's so hard to make adult friends, to have adult friendship, because, like, do I really want to get to know this person? Do I care about what they care about? Do I really have the bandwidth to give this person the time that they deserve? When you're around here, no matter what you have, whether it's a Storyteller, Travado, whatever it is, the van is what you have in common. And the campfire brings out the conversation.
Ooh, that's good. And bourbon helps too.
Bourbon does not hurt. Bourbon does not hurt at all with any kind of conversation, right?
I love the Adventure Van Expo. Kate's carrying around that big bottle and just kind of pouring everybody up. And it was so much fun. We carry that tradition in the Florida Van Life Gathering. Again, I brought my big bottle of bourbon, excuse me, to the Storyteller row. And they were very noisy that night. My row was very noisy Saturday night, but the Storyteller guys were.
Oh, there's been several times that we've been told to tone it down a little bit, but.
Let's see. A couple other things. Yeah. Any thoughts on the community? I mean, Joe, you've been doing this for a long time, and I'd just love to get your thoughts on this.
Hold on. So I have a little bit of an announcement Cooley will be happy about. So my mom might be coming to the San Juan Capistrano show.
Russo's mom has got it going on.
And I'm taking her on a date.
Have you ever met Russo's mom?
We had a very interesting night. So Cooley and Jeffrey had both come down to California because we had a couple of the modes at our house, so they came down to pick them up, and or not our house, my mom's house, and we all went out to dinner. And there was some interesting conversation once my mom got a couple beers in her.
Mom's always a good time.
Yeah.
Scott, I can't wait for you to meet her.
She's great.
Overdue.
We're going dancing.
She is fantastic.
Let's see, some good questions here, and I'm curious if Joe and Kait would even consider doing this. But any thoughts on regarding an all-electric Class B van? I mean, Winnebago's trying to do some stuff there, but range is really limited. And
well, I mean, I think there's a use case for somebody that wants to travel less than 150 miles in a day, and I think there's a use case for someone that's going to be the way they use their van from here on out, and that's going to be, I read an article. This lady wrote for the Chicago Sun Tribune, and they rented a Tesla, drove down to New Orleans for a weekend. 16-hour drive. They spent 17 hours charging on the way down, so they didn't even make it. They didn't get a weekend,
and that's kind of the problem.
But if you have someone that has a specific use case and doesn't need to go out of 150 miles of where they're going to, it makes sense, and it is where things are going. What we're worried about is, not worried, what we're concerned about and keeping an eye on is how much weight can we add to that van without sacrificing range, right? And guess what? The manufacturers are also keeping an eye on that too.
It's always a math problem in the van. The real estate for solar. I mean, it's
you seen the new VW electric? That's awesome.
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
So I'll say this about the electric. I think Ford has published on their e-Transit, it's something like 100-mile range, and that's with an empty cargo van.
Right.
And then you also have to think about the fact that a lot of people, I think, in the RV world have this misconception that, we'll just, put solar all across the roof and then we can just charge while we're camping. No,
that's like that.
You might be able to get a little bit of trickle on the battery, but all that solar is going to go into running the camper itself, because you're going to need a secondary battery system to run everything in the camper. You're not going to be able to run off of the battery that's using to drive the van. They're two separate systems, and it's just not there yet, in my opinion. I mean, I think we have a long way to go. Eventually there will be, but if you're getting 80 to 100 miles in a, total charge, I don't know how many places you're going to go with that. Yeah. It's going to be more local stuff.
Yeah. They're going to have to rapidly develop, which is going to add weight to the unit, which is going to, if somebody hits you with a heavier unit, it's going to cause more damage to your non-electric vehicle. There's a lot of variables that they got to solve for X, right?
Yeah, it's the future for sure. But I think practicality, it's just, for me, I'm not even getting warmed up at 150 miles.
No, we drive 800, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 miles in a day.
I'd rather have more water and some other things that would be way more important to me. Couple of good questions here, and then if we go just a few minutes over, is that okay?
Yeah.
Joe, okay, you want to hang around for a few more minutes? Because we want to talk about Libation Live and give the Ghost Train Brewing Company a shout out, because they're so awesome.
It's a good place.
And it's so great. I got to tell the story.
Yeah.
So Sparks Guy's got an interesting question here. Ever considered Storyteller? I don't even know what that is. Unimog?
Oh yeah. That's why we have GXV. That's what GXV is for.
Okay.
And so absolutely. I'd love if we can get Unimog chassis. We'd love to be able to build a GXV wagon, or what they call the Patagonia now. And we will eventually bring something like that. Well, maybe I shouldn't say this. You never know what's over the horizon, right?
We never discuss unreleased products. Let's see. Mason Mike wants to know price point for the GXV.
Yeah. So, I mean, pie in the sky price point is half of what you would expect to pay for a custom vehicle of the same quality, right? So, I know there's really cool stuff out there that's built in Colorado. I don't want to call anybody's name. That's priced between $800K to 1.2. We're looking to cut that in half with nationwide service network, with dealers, with accessibility to 20-year financing, to be able to count it off as a secondary home. So there's all these benefits that come with buying from a dealer, other than them just thinking, they're going to upcharge me on my interest rate to be able to purchase this.
Right.
It is what it is. But yeah, absolutely.
We see color. You know what that means. Jingle jar.
Boom.
Justin, thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Everyone drink.
Cheers.
Any hints to cheers, everybody. Thank you, Justin, for that. Generous.
Kait, what are you drinking?
Man.
I'm drinking the Duke.
Oh, the Duke.
This is really lovely. I'm going to switch gears. We're going to do Libation Live from the other guys here in just a second. But thank you. So any hints to big news, features, future models coming soon? Things are just always over the horizon, right? Isn't that your...
Well, I'll just say this. anytime
You never stop moving.
we're on the we're, as sales associates, we're on the road at least 220 to 300 plus days a year. We're constantly talking to people. We have a big motto: be where your feet are. Wherever you're at, be there. Be with the people that are in front of your face. Listen to them. Talk to them. If they have a suggestion for something that we need to be doing that we're not doing, let's take it back to our R&D team and our TED team, technology, engineering, design, and let's have them run a pro-cons list and cost analysis and use case analysis and everything. So everything that we hear, every single thing that we hear wherever we're at, we bring it back home. Every suggestion, hey, where's my real bathroom at? Where's my real toilet at? When are you going to build on a 170? When are you doing this? When are you going to do the Dodge Ram? That kind of thing like that. It's all brought back here to Storyteller Intergalactic HQ.
Intergalactic HQ.
Right.
Central Universe.
But unfortunately, we can't be all things to everybody. And we do have to pick and choose what it is that we want to pursue excellence in. Right. And so that is our goal, to be excellent in every interaction and everything that we do. We're not perfect. No one can be perfect, but we can be excellent.
You know, it's funny you say that because, I worked for Apple for almost 11 years when Steve Jobs was there for the first part of my career there. And he said the hardest thing we do is say no.
It's absolutely the hardest
and it's
thing.
absolutely,
because you want to say yes.
You want to say yes, and there's so many ideas. And all it does is just water everything down. If you know what you're trying to accomplish, and you have a clear vision on that, it's easier to say no, but you still have to say no.
We use this in our household. What's your mission? What's your vision? And did you write your goals down for your vision to accomplish your mission?
That's pretty good. You need a sticker like that, Kait. Let's see. This is Carol. I love this comment, and this is a good segue. Quickly falling in love with all the people in this community, and it's just the most amazing thing. There's something about van people in particular.
Yes.
And Class A people are cool, and the trailer people are cool, but there's just something about van people.
They're different.
And that's what it's going to be. Thank you, Carol, for that. I know, right?
You're very different.
And that's kind of a good segue. Let me get my Libation Live thing up here, because of what happened last night is exactly what we're talking about. Where am I going with this? Right here. So I was looking for a place to stay for work from a couple of hours, and found it's really kind of a Harvest Host desert here. Yeah, we need to work on this. And I talked to this guy about it. And they had Taco Tuesday, and they had trivia and all this kind of fun stuff. Ghost Train Brewing, you've been there.
Ghost Train, love Ghost Train.
They're so much fun. They this is their website. Hit them up. They are not a Harvest Host site, but as always happens, usually not always, a lot of times, they see my van, and apparently I look like a van guy. I mean, I was kind of dressed like this yesterday, and he rolls up on me. Is that your van out there? I'm like, yeah. Dude, that's so cool. I want to do that so bad. Hey, I'm happy to give you a tour. Oh, and I'm busy working. This is the general manager. And as the night wore on, and I got a few free beers from him. Yeah. And let me show you this. And I wasn't liquored up. I was going to go someplace else down the street and street camp. I said, do you mind if I stay in your parking lot tonight? Yeah. And he's like, no problem at all. And you can see they actually turned an ambulance into this beer wagon.
It's a Tatmobile.
The Tatmobile.
It's a Tatmobile. Yeah.
And I just got to say, a huge thank you to Joaquin. He's the GM. And I woke up this morning and I just had a great time. He totally hooked me up. Let me go back here. So I told him I'd give him a shout. Oops, sorry, Joan Kait. A shout out because he hooked me up with glassware. I mean, look at that. Yeah. And when you do the porter, this is the appropriate glass. They had some really good porter, ladies and gentlemen. Tell us about.
I'll say this: my favorite beer they make is a sour beer. It's called Kaleidoscope. It is amazing.
That's good.
So good.
It is so good. It gets you back here in your molars, and at first you're like, whoa, that's a little sour, and then you're like, wow, I need another one, and I need another one quickly.
Right, and they give me another glass.
And they're a great place. They do a lot of like bike jousting events where you get on these big 10 and 12 foot bikes and you have jousting competitions. It's amazing. Yeah.
They felt like Storyteller. The
more they kind of are.
I talk with them. There's just there's a DNA of cool people that are just passionate about what they do. And it comes through. And
Birmingham is really a hidden gem in the South. I know you stayed one night in Montgomery. You should have driven on up to Birmingham.
I might hang around for a couple days.
And it's it's a brew town. It's a brew town. It's a foodie town.
It's a foodie town, and you guys got this great street.
That's why I look like this.
I know, right? But anyway, if you're in the, I can't promise we'll let you stay the night, but I just want to give these guys a shout out again because they were just so gracious. And I gave them a van tour. Whoops, this is much better. There was 3 of them. They came out and did a van tour, and they were just lit up. And it's kind of funny. Joe and Kait, you probably have the same experience, but we do it, so I kind of forget how cool it is. And then when you have somebody in your rig and they're like, what? It does that?
Yeah.
You do what? And it just reminds me that
how lucky we
are for having van builders that make these cool products, and then people like us that use these products to make our dreams come true. Because he was so inspired, and we're going to sign him up. Well, I'm going to send his information for Harvest Host because he needs to be a Harvest Host site.
He really does.
He really does.
See, the
thing is, breweries in Birmingham should do that.
Huh?
Scott, you are very approachable. Kait is very approachable. Then you throw me into the mix and people stay away.
You just need to get a cool hat. That's all.
Cooley would never ask Joe for a van tour.
No. You got that grumpy old man look or something? I don't understand. What's up?
Yeah, I just have this look, and people.
I thought he was definitely like Navy SEAL, retired military. No BS, no fun and games, And then I got to know him, and he's actually one of my favorite people in the whole world.
Same here,
It's so great. So we'll get a few more questions. We'll go for another, 10 minutes. You guys cool with that? Sure. But let me, again, just give a shout out to, his name is Joaquin. If you're in the Birmingham area, you got to go see these guys. They have 2 stores, right?
They do. Yeah.
This one was huge. They're getting ready to do some stuff on the inside. And he's all kind of excited about the Harvest Hose. He had not heard of that before. So hopefully it'll be on the list soon. So Carol's got kind of a question here. Love to be part of the van community. Go to the events. If I would end up with a Wingham, would I be kicked out? Not sure if it's considered a B van. I know it's a micro RV. Joe, Kait, you've been in the Wingham, but it's pretty accepting.
Everyone is welcome.
It doesn't matter what you have. It's not Class B event is just, it goes out to Class B owners, but it doesn't matter what you have. We've had people show up in Class A's, trailers,
tents,
cars,
rooftop tents, ground
we were
tents.
in a car camper for 2 years, and we still went to van life events.
Yeah.
What was the one y'all had, the Beast? Didn't you call it the Beast?
Oh, the Chevy van?
When we met you for the first time? Or
what was the nickname?
Dinner?
Yeah.
What was the nickname? The Hulk? Did you call it? What was the nickname y'all had for that?
No, we call it the Beast.
Okay, all right. That's probably where our Beast Mode name came from.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It is a beast. Let's see, Carol. And
if you do come out to any of the events and you are in a tent, you'll probably be invited to either, in nicer quarters to spend the night, right? You'll probably make some lifelong friends to where next time there's an event like that, you already have a room already available, right?
That's right. It's just the most amazing, and all age ranges, all kinds of rigs. It's just this attitude.
We had one event one night in Logan, Utah that we got curfewed on, by the way. And I think we got 21 or 22 people in a stealth mode.
No way.
And we just had the best time. Everybody was dancing and partying and having a good time.
Oh my God.
That's what it's about.
It's so great. It's just and the stories and the friends you make. You may not see them for another year. You may never see them again, but they're just the memory you create together.
Again, adult friends. How hard is it to make adult friends? Right, but the van is what connects all of us. Any van, or any tent, or any way of camping. Just the events, and because again, we're all in the same spot, searching for adventure. I know everybody has the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. I don't want to miss out on anything. I want to be there, and this is one of those things you got to be there to find it.
Yeah, it's so true. It's just I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. And Carol, it may be you. I can't remember, or Judy. Last week we were you commented. Somebody commented. There's two ladies. I'm pretty sure commented on the premiere of my Micanopy, Florida video that posted last Sunday. And so there's a shout out to those 2 folks. We have to give an honorable mention to Jason. If you haven't heard this camper van song, this is really a great
Walsmith.
Song. I love
Walsmith. He's great.
He is amazing.
His better half, Emma, is completely in charge. She runs the show, right?
Yeah, he just says.
Jason is salt of the earth, is absolutely one of the most talented artists that you'll ever come across, the most genuine person. Anytime you have a conversation with him, again, touring the countryside, putting on tours during COVID with his van because of Volta.
Because of
That's exactly, that's when we used to sit up and dream about who would be using our van. We dreamed about multiple people, and we dreamed about, hey, somebody's going to be sitting in this back seat as their parents are driving down the road, and they're going to have this epiphany type moment. And it's going to affect the rest of their life, right? Also, one of the folks that we dreamed about was Jason and Emma Walsmith, right? And how something like as simple as a van can actually add a lot of tremendous value to what it is that you're already doing and make what you're doing easier, more efficient. Can't say enough positive things about Walsmith, Jason, and Emma both.
And if you went to the Volta camp out in August last year, you know how cool they are. And they're working on Volta's working on the event for this year. It's going to be in August. We don't have dates yet published, but I wanted to give a shout out to the two ladies that brought this song up. And I tell you, I cannot get enough of this song. You ever heard this song, Seminole Wind by John Anderson? So thank you to the audience friends that brought this to my attention. That's what this community is all about. And I have played this nonstop for 3 days. And I tell you, it gets under your skin. You ever heard this?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
I'm from Alabama. Come on now.
Well, it's kind of a Florida song, but still. And what's kind of cool about it is it was released in 1992. It hit number 2 on the U.S. country chart, and it hit number 1 in Canada country chart when it was released. And if you haven't listened to this, please play this tonight. It will bring a tear to your eye. It will bring goosebumps. It will make you want to get in your van and go see something. Yeah, it's just, it was so appropriate for that video.
Got away with his lyrics, how everything rolls in that song.
It's just so amazing. Joan, Kate, you ever heard this before?
No. Do you want to sing a line for us?
No. I'm good at singing with, and Apple Music now has like the karaoke mode, so I'm pretty, but I have to have it playing.
Yeah.
It's like blow, blow, Seminole wind. It actually mentions Micanopy. Yeah, it's really a powerful song.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Mason Mike, he wants to just make us drink.
we owe him two drinks.
Those are big ones. Which one should I take? I got like 3 glasses going. This is really Libation Live tonight. Holy cow.
I don't know if I should be happy or upset that Mason Mike is not camping at the church for Weird Wild West.
Yeah, I see that it looks like it's sold out. So, man, if you want to go, you better sign up quick because there's only a limited number of spaces because of the location.
I think Russo said they have an extra spot in their van.
See this space in between? Come fill it.
You can sleep. I can sleep on the roof. I can sleep on the roof, right?
We have rooftop stargazing views. It's gonna be beautiful.
That's so funny. Let's see. Dave's got a question here. We'll go for a few more minutes, 5 more minutes. What is the story behind the ghost train? Do you know that, the name? I do.
Go ahead.
But I want to see if you know.
No. You go ahead.
It has to do with a strain of cannabis, is what I was told.
Okay. All right. I didn't know where you were going with that. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, that affects everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what he would told me, Joaquin. So
yeah.
I asked.
Those are the origin stories. As most great, oh gosh, how do you say? As most great things that take a lot of tremendous outside the box thinking, kind of happen in those moments, right?
As long as you can capture them. I think we're at the, Joe, Kate, any words of wisdom? Where are you traveling to next? What we're going to see in April, right?
Yes, we will be at Weird Wild West.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
So the month prior to that, we're doing a transatlantic cruise, which we invited you guys on.
Oh yeah,
you did. I'm too busy making videos and stuff. I don't know.
And
we actually canceled the one we were doing in Costa Rica.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's too much going on.
And then we're what was I going to say? Oh, then we're traveling around Italy for a couple weeks. Then we fly back and we go to Weird Wild West.
Yeah, we might be slightly jet lagged.
Take me to Italy. I love Italy.
Sounds like a dream.
I know, right?
Now let me ask you this: Joe? Why do you like the Transit over the Sprinter?
I like the way it drives.
You
It's
see,
got more
Cooley?
power.
He made this video all about it on our YouTube channel. You should go check it out.
Oh, I've seen it. Don't worry, I've seen it.
Hold on. So Mason Mike keeps asking if I have a favorite coffee flavored bourbon.
Yeah.
So, there actually is no such thing as coffee flavored bourbon because you can't for it to be bourbon according to U.S. law. You're not allowed to add any flavoring.
Yes.
It has to be pure, unadulterated with whiskey. If you add something to it, then it goes from being a bourbon to a flavored whiskey.
Yes. But Buffalo Trace does make a bourbon cream that goes well in coffee for those who like a little cream in their coffee.
Yeah.
Russo, are you a bourbon snob? Are you a bourbon snob?
Yes. You see this barrel behind me? That's not empty.
Well, you guys are in the basement. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Scott has seen the barrels. I have 2 barrels and they're not empty.
Yeah, he's.
I'm glad I know where you live.
What are you a bigger snob with, coffee or bourbon?
That's a great question. Coffee. Yeah, no doubt.
Now you can add bourbon to your coffee in case you want to have bourbon with your coffee.
So to answer Mason Mike's question, anything coffee flavored, I probably won't enjoy.
What about coffee flavored ice cream?
Well, that's different. Alcohol.
Oh, okay.
What about an espresso martini, Russo?
There is an excellent pale ale cold brew beer.
Oh yeah, in Colorado.
That's pretty good. It's a
Russo, what about espresso martinis?
No.
No, just no. No, nothing else. Just no. That's the Joe that I first met. No.
That's why he doesn't have to give any van tours. No,
absolutely no. Yeah.
What's funny is I remember asking Cooley questions, and I'm just like very on point, and Cooley's like,
excuse me, I answered those questions like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
When you asked them. There was one I didn't know the answer to, so I had to go get Adam Donaldson, who's our genius R&D lead tech, and we call him our mad scientist. You met Mel earlier, his wife, better half out there.
She's amazing. Yeah. What a great team! Everything has just been so much fun today.
You should come back.
I'll be back. Somebody's texting. Well, let's do this. We're 15 after. We're a little over. But I just want to thank Joe and Kait and Andrew and the whole team here. I mean, Summer, and again, this is just how this stuff works. I'm not the horny teenager trying to get laid the first date. It just takes a little bit of time to make the relationship. And because of Joe and Kait introduced me to Evan introduced me to Summer. Summer helped get this stuff set up. And this is just how this stuff rolls. And tonight we're having more fun than...
They introduced you to Big E in Tampa, right? At the Tampa RV Super Show? Yeah, Big E. I call him Big E. He's a big muscle man.
The muscle guy.
Everybody's his nickname.
Yeah. And that's just how it rolls. So we certainly hope you've had a good time tonight. We've had a great time.
Yes, we have. I
just love this stuff. We'll do another one next Wednesday. New video coming out. I think we're going to do the Great Gatsby tour of a Travado. Somebody completely did the interior decoration.
Great Gatsby thing?
It looks like, wait till you see it. It's
really
unbelievable. They're the most amazing, charming couple. If you went to the Van Life gathering, you met them.
Jack Dorsey.
It's just so crazy. And but Joe and Kait, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Libation Live here, live from Storyteller headquarters. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cooley, I love you.
Yep.
I love you too, Joe. Kait, I love you more.
Video a thumbs up. Show Scott.
All right, everybody. Hang tight, Joe and Kait.
Bye, guys.
Night, everybody.
See you.
Peace be with you. Hang tight, Joe and Kait.